Episode 5 was okay. It was kind of back to form. I think last episode I kind of bagged on the show for being kind of boring. But I also said that was probably going to be the most boring episode of the season. It was just kind of in between all the especially notable stuff. And so now we're back on track. We're back into it. I loved the Ares actor. Very active, very charismatic, very funny even. And I liked the visual effects when Percy was turning into gold. And I like that we got to see Hephaestus for a second. That was nice, because, I like that actor from Psych and other stuff. But also, part of me is kind of wondering now, is this going to be the model for every episode? Instead of, a pretty dialogue-heavy, joke-heavy, characterization-heavy story with action every once in a while to make things fun. We're getting this more slow-paced, thinky, pondering story where the entertainment value is created when a TV actor you've seen on something else shows up. Because now I think on it, I'm like, I think we might have had that in every episode. With my TV memory, with my memories catalog of notable TV actors, I go over the last episodes, and I think in the first episode, there was Chiron's actor, who I've seen in The Wire. And then he's in episode 2 again, so it's the two of them together. Then in episode 3, there's that actress from Black Sails. Then in episode 4, there wasn't especially one, but maybe the actress for the Echidna Lady, who apparently was on this thing called Two Guys and a Girl or something. Maybe a bit before my time. Maybe she doesn't quite fit the timeline. And then in this one, there was the Ares actor, who was on WWE or some other pro wrestling thing, and also Vikings. And then Hephaestus, who was on Psych and also Supernatural. And when I look back at the episodes, I'm like, the fact that I recognize this actor was probably the most interesting thing about it. And isn't that kind of not great? Like, once again, I understand production timeline, production struggles, child actors. It's like the early Harry Potter movies in a way. The first 2 or so Harry Potter movies, it's like you're working with young actors. It's hard to get dialogue out. It's hard to convey content. It's hard to get people on their marks and get everything shot and get enough takes. And of course, it's all multiplied by being a TV production instead of a film production. But also, I hesitate to say this, but I say it anyway. It almost kind of reminds me of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and not the good one. I'm reminded of watching the outtakes for Avatar: The Last Airbender, and what happens is they call cut, and then the actors turn into their characters again. This iteration of the story we're getting has the kids all being kind of low energy and introspective, and that's not what they're like in the book. And once again, production difficulties, in a way I think we're kind of spoiled by television in terms of dialogue and speed of dialogue. We're so used to all this great comedy that has all these adult actors spitting out this great dialogue at high speed and all over the place, so it could just be that expectations need to be adjusted. But overall, it's kind of annoying. And I'm not saying this as, someone who just wants to be a hater on the sidelines the whole time. I'm going to like it no matter what, because I know the people making it really like it and want it to be great. It already is great in a bunch of ways. But what I feel like I'm also seeing is a bunch of people, I'm going to use a bit of a Greek metaphor here, I'm going to adapt it. I'm seeing a bunch of people trying to roll a really big rock up a mountain together. Like, I guess right now all I'm doing is giving rock pushing advice, which isn't very helpful. But consider this, maybe, the truth about this is that doing these reviews and making these videos and stuff is just a reflection of how much I love the material and how much I want to be involved in this moment of the series finally happening after all these years and all this work. So nothing to do but keep watching, and there'll probably be some fun stuff upcoming. This really is such a big show in terms of scale, and especially in terms of escalation over the seasons, so I remember reading the first book and thinking it was kind of the weakest, so the show following that track seems like a great sign.